gentleman who will speak and provide a keynote address, we know him very well. His name is Governor. Now this kinakwambia hii internet itatuonesha maneno. His name is Governor Kenneth Lusaka, and he is in his capacity right now the chair of the Agriculture Committee at the Council of Governors.
Actually, we are the pioneer governors when devolution started. We were sent home in 2017, but 8 of us came back after Wananchi realized that they had actually made a mistake. So I also started farming long time ago, not because I liked it, but as a punishment. And that's where partly the problem is with the youth and the way we looked at agriculture. Because agriculture was seen as a punishment. Anytime you made a mistake in school, you would be told to go and weed. Even at home, you'll be told to go to the farm. So you grow up knowing that agriculture is a very bad thing, is a punishment. So we want to change that attitude. We want to move from that attitude. That's why we want to engage the youth. I've sat there and listened to the youth talk, and I was very impressed with what I'm seeing. They are calling for action. And that is the way we want to go. So what I will be saying is just the icing on the cake. But a lot of the issues, I think the youth are speaking, and we need to listen to them. So it's both an honor and a privilege to be with you today for a conversation that sits at the heart of our national priorities. One hand, agriculture is and has always been the backbone of our Kenya's economy. And on the other hand, the young people gathered in this room and those beyond it are the lifeblood of our future. So when the two meet, youthful energy and agricultural potential, transformation is inevitable. And that's what I was listening here. Yet if we are honest with ourselves, this potential remains vastly untapped.
So I'm encouraging the youth who are here, please don't look down upon agriculture. It's our mainstay, the mainstay of our economy, which means a lot of jobs can and are created in that particular space. Enter into it with courage, with faith, and apply yourself the way you apply yourself in other professions, and you will make it.
I like the comments you made around opportunity, around inclusivity, around space. And I think we all know what the youth have been saying. And I think as AGRA, we thought to have a different conversation. And that conversation is about bringing people together. Because tukiongea si kila kitu inaweza kuwa sawa. Na governor umesikia vile vijana wamesema, they want action. We too are an institution that believes in action. And we believe in working together with government to drive that action. We have worked together in the agricultural space, and we have studies that have actually shown that a transformation is most likely possible, where you have a government that is focused, that is intentional, and that actually puts money behind a lot of the statements that we made.
Kenya stands at a unique demographic crossroads. Statistics show that over 75% of our population is under the age of 35. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a wellspring of talent, energy, and ambition. Agriculture, as His Excellency Kenneth Lusaka had mentioned, already contributes approximately 33% of our GDP and supports the livelihoods of about 60% of our workforce. I acknowledge and appreciate the strides our government has made in modernizing agriculture through investments in climate-smart technologies and county-level programs that open opportunities for farmers.
We issue a rallying call to Kenyan youth. Take place in transforming our food systems. Lead the way in climate-smart agriculture, agri-innovation, value addition, and entrepreneurship. The future of Kenya's food security depends on our energy, creativity, and leadership.
As a youth, I would want to mention most of the challenges that usually face us, including myself. And as a startup, the first being you can't farm without a land, right? You can't farm without a land, right? So one of the biggest challenges that I was facing is lack of land. I had to lease a land that is 2 acres to start, and with time, I had to scale up. So the other challenge that I would talk of is inadequate funds to start up. Honestly, I would call it a universal challenge in all youths when it comes to starting up a business or any agribusiness. And for me, I would talk of it in a way that maybe some corporations or organizations would not feel appreciated, because we just need to be honest and speak the truth as the challenges that we usually face, so that we can see how to come up with it. As a youth, for you to apply for a funds or anything, it's always challenging. I took 2 years counting for funds before I started my project. And I would talk of, I've visited banks, and honestly, I would not be able to secure any loan because of the guarantees that they were asking for. Either you have to have a logbook or a land or anything in possession to just give in back for you to get a loan.
We empower more than 1.4 million farmers, which is about 34% of crop farmers in Kenya, with precision tools, high quality inputs, and market access at their doorstep. And so I think the idea of changing the perception for young people to go from agriculture to agribusiness, we're addressing that by partnering with the private sector, with the MasterCard Foundation, and with county governments. And we're aiming to reach 300,000 young farmers across 34 counties. And I think that the way that we're doing that is by breaking down barriers. There are 4 barriers that I see to young people entering agriculture. And I think it's been mentioned by their excellencies, Governor Malombe and Governor Lusaka, but as well as my peers here: land access, financial inclusion, agricultural skills, and markets.
If you empower a youth who other youths can learn from, then that would attract them in a big time. Because if I can come here and stand here and say that farming has been sustainable and showcase that it has been sustainable to me, I think you don't need to convince anyone about that.
When we were young, honestly, growing up, you were never told farming is the choice to take. And that is the most reason why most of us youth are not into farming. Mostly it was be a collar person. But once you grew up, kama sasa hivi tumemea hivi, tumeanza kuona, oh, so the way I can actually do something is through what I'm passionate about. Because you couldn't follow that passion in that time, but now we are actually able to follow the passion. So I feel like for us to be able to feel like farming is good, mostly we go with what technology is doing, and everyone should embrace it.
Everybody here, I believe, can access eCitizen for your almost daily operations. Give it your passport, your driving license, land rate, everything goes through eCitizen. What if there is a platform on eCitizen where the youth are able to see that we are able to get seeds at a subsidized rate?
A lot of youth are out here without jobs. So through that system, we'll create more jobs, not only to the developers, but also when we talk about the courier services, apart from posta, that we anticipate can provide us with a very streamlined system of delivery, maybe from the farmer to the buyer. We can also bring in peer-to-peer courier services with even the guys with the motorbikes, creating more employment. So it is a system that does not only benefit the people who are in ICT sector or the software developers, but also creating employment to other fellow youth that are playing complementary roles.
When we go to business, we talk about the 4 factors of production. Please, let's not only talk about land and capital alone. Let's think of the 2 other factors. What are you planning to do? How can you, me included, as youth, the mindset change? How can we position ourselves in formation of cooperatives to make sure that we benefit from the county aggregation and industrial park? The future of this country belongs to the youth. Thank you.